Hello, I'm Christine Krieger, Professional Development Consultant for the Colorado State Library, and I'm going to be sharing my thoughts as well as research, strategies, and tools regarding resilience in upcoming CAL webinars on behalf of the CAL Leadership Institute Committee. In preparation for these sessions, I thought I would share a bit about why I'm interested in resilience and libraries. First, in my work for the Colorado State Library, I've been noticing an increase in interest for training topics that go beyond library-related subjects. Sessions about happiness, purpose, mindfulness, and self-care have been increasingly popular over the last several years. I've also seen that interest when attending non-library conferences, and resilience continues to jump out as a recurring theme. However, traditional definitions of resilience have always left me a bit flat. They seem to build off of the idea of perseverance in the face of struggle, which I totally get, but as we continue to face the pandemic, financial issues, the opioid epidemic, patrons experiencing homelessness, and libraries and staff continuously trying to do more with less, I'm not as inspired by the idea of constant adaptation, grit, and what is beginning to feel like the constant roll of the stone uphill. I've also been thinking about and having discussions with others about how there actually can be negative connotations of resilience, how it focuses so much on the individual, and how self-care can often be a privilege. Then I discovered research regarding community resilience put out by the Carbon Institute that stated that resilience is not really about changing things or keeping them the same, but about preserving the system's identity in the face of disruption, and the system's identity is determined by its values. This really struck a chord with me, and I can see how this idea directly applies to an individual, an organization, to our profession, and to the communities that we serve. So I've been thinking about and researching the interconnections of personal, organizational, and community resilience, how they interact with one another, and how resilience is so much more than self-care or perseverance. It's connection and support up, down, and laterally. It's reliant on both individual and shared values, and it's built into the stories that we tell ourselves and share with others. From there, I was able to draw a Venn diagram that encompasses what resilience looks like to me. Let's walk through some of these ideas briefly in preparation for the upcoming webinar. The first major concept is hope, and according to psychologist C.R. Snyder, hope can be defined as a combination of the willpower and way power to reach our goals. It's very future-oriented. Willpower is really the mental and internal energy that propels us forward. It's our determination and commitment. Way power, then, are the mental plans, roadmaps, or strategies that we use to guide us towards our goals. Our next concept is purpose, or the Japanese concept of ikigai. Loosely translated, it means your reason for being. Purpose is the unique self-realization of what matters the most to you. It also is based upon your values. Next, we have well-being, the state of being comfortable, healthy, or happy. And this can include things such as self-care, but it is much more than that. It actually encompasses the physical, mental, emotional, and social health. And finally, I believe that you cannot be resilient without connections. Relationships with family, friends, work, and society all provide critical social support. And each of these four components, I believe, are critically important to building resilience, but there's powerful overlap as well. If we look at the connection between hope and purpose, they're both really kind of gearing you towards a future goal. There's a shift in mindset and an understanding of your values. There's a belief that the future will be better than today, and values are often action-oriented. Hope and well-being both focus on personal strengths to help you increase that physical, mental, and social health. It's also based upon mindset and a shift towards learning. A hopeful mindset is the key to well-being, but it gives you the fuel to learn, grow, and practice the skills that you need to increase your well-being. Well-being and connection. So well-being really requires support. We can't be very resilient on our own, and it's based upon learning and growing together, acknowledging and relying on each other's strengths, compassion for self and for others. And lastly, if we look at the connection between purpose and connections, we're really focusing on larger community and shared values, compassion for others, and a desire to be part of something bigger than ourselves, realistically looking at what our shared story is. And I think that this brings us full circle and shows how individual, organizational, and community values interact, and how staff, libraries, and the communities that we serve can foster resilience in one another. So as I practice bolstering my own resilience, I want to share it with others and find my own way of connecting better with others, and to really start a dialogue about what resilience is and how we can support one another in the work that we do. So I really hope that you'll join me and the Cal Leadership Institute Committee on March 31st for this first resilience session, Re-envisioning Resilience, Become the Narrator of Your Story, as we dig deeper into these concepts and discuss resilience in more detail. Thank you.